Happy Saturday again, guys. Okay, so we're going to kind of do a little bit of follow-up as we're going along, because I know there's a lot of you that are new to gardening here. And now that I have pretty much everything planted, there's still a few more seedlings that have to go in. I kind of want to give you a little bit on what's going to happen, and then how to fertilize and when to fertilize. So thought I'd take a trip out here to the gardens and kind of show you what's going on. So I'll flip this over and we're going to start here. Now if you look on the left hand side there with where there's no ground cover, those are my cucumbers, and 4 of them survived the transplant, 4 of them did not. That's gonna happen, so just be ready for that. You know, have extra seeds, plant some backups. I've got backups growing. I'm waiting for them to get big enough to plant. But that's going to happen. Don't get frustrated about it. But then if you look through, okay, so here next are my peppers. These are banana peppers, and they've gone in, and they're all doing fine. Every one of them made the transplant. I still have 8 more that have to come in. Now, this is where I kind of want to get into fertilization. If you look that row is one kind of tomato. I forget which one it is. And they're doing fine. They're maybe 6 or 8 inches high. The ones in the back way up there, those are probably 10. All right. And then you look at the onions. The onions are doing great. Most of them. There's a few of them that aren't gonna make it. That's normal. Onions are heavy feeders. Onions need a lot of nitrogen. But here's the catch. Tomatoes need a lot of nitrogen at the beginning. Peppers need a lot of nitrogen at the beginning. Onions need a lot of nitrogen at the beginning. Once the onions start to bulb here, then I don't want to put any more nitrogen on them. I don't want any more green growth. Then I want my potassium and my phosphorus because I want to get them to bulb. So at this point, I'm still using nitrogen fertilizer. And if you guys remember what that is, that's basically urine, diluted urine, and it's working well. You want to see how well it's looking? Those are cabbages, okay? Looking pretty good. You know, this one right here, that's, probably 18 to 20 inches diameter on that one. A few of them are starting to head, okay? Again, more tomatoes, more peppers over here. And they're all still getting nitrogen. So this garden right now is still all getting nitrogen because everything is still in the greening phase, if you will. So we'll take a stroll over to the next garden. And again, these are tomatoes. These are my Bartellis. This garden's got 2 different kinds of cherry tomatoes in. These things get huge. If you remember them from last year, okay, my tomato cages are 10 feet high, and they will outgrow these tomato cages. But again, you're looking at the asparagus. Okay, you can see that. All the peppers. Onions. This garden's actually doing even better on my onions. Those things look awesome. And then we get over here to radishes. We've already been harvesting our radishes, as you can see. Carrots will be going in there shortly. And then more tomatoes. This garden is, again, still getting nitrogen, but we're probably getting closer and closer here with the onions. And then, of course, at the end here, all my little teepees, those are where the pole beans went in yesterday. So, that's this one. So we'll take a stroll over to this garden. And on the far end there, you can see those are pickling cucumbers, and they're already flowering. If I can, I don't know if I can get in really close, but if we look, if we look really close in there, you can actually see they are actually starting to fruit already. So that's good. But the onions, the same way. You know, heavy feeders. They're not bulbing yet. which is good. I still want more green growth. How you're going to tell when onions bulb, you'll start to see the soil crack around the bottom, and then you can kind of clear away some of the soil. Tomatoes, again, these are the black crems. These are the ones that I sent you guys a bunch of. So those are all doing well. Jalapenos in there. Yes, I have some weeding to do here today. These are beets. See those? And my last attempt at spinach, because I'm not happy with the way spinach is growing. Trying to grow spinach twice here. I think it's not going to happen. Marconi peppers, again, same thing. And then this is the one that's always fun. That's garlic. And those things are enormous. They're 2.5 feet high. I mean, I look at some of these plants in here and the stems down there. That one right there on the right-hand side, that's thicker than my thumb. So, yeah, you start looking at that. I can't wait to harvest these in a month or so and see how big they are. But, I mean, there's some serious garlic growing in here. All right, so that's all, again, still nitrogen. Now, let's go to the other one. Okay, here's the last garden. Now, these 3 rows right here, these are my peas. And if you can see, they are... Some of them are pushing 4 feet high already. Plenty of flowers. There were a few flowers out here yesterday. There's a lot. So I'm probably going to start having peas here in a week or so, if not a day or so, which tells me, now that I'm seeing these flowers, I do not need to give any more nitrogen to these. I'm not intent on growing, real big green plants. You want those at the beginning, but now I want them to fruit. So now I will completely shut off the nitrogen to my peas, and I will start adding nothing but phosphorus and potassium to it, okay? Same thing over here with my potatoes, right? And as you can see, there's a couple of holes in there where the potatoes didn't grow. But, I've got, maybe 2 plants that didn't come up. I'll deal with that. I could put another one in if I want, but these are my whites. And I got to get in here and do a little bit of weeding, and it's about time to hill these potatoes. But again, obviously they've got enough nitrogen now. We've got good green growth on them. Now it's time to get the potassium and phosphorus going on these. Then we move over here, and this is what Mrs. P and I were working on yesterday. And you see your big old black tarps with nothing but holes in them. Well, these 2 tarps right here, that's all corn, okay? Corn needs a ton of nitrogen. Peas are nitrogen fixers, so the peas will actually help my corn grow. And then this row, or these 4 rows here, that's beans. Beans are also a nitrogen fixer. What I mean by nitrogen fixer is they literally take nitrogen out of the air and put that into the ground and everything. So they're good supportive plants. If you think of 3 sisters, okay, why does 3 sisters work? Well, the corn gives the beans something to climb, and the beans give the corn the nitrogen they need, okay? And then squash in there the same way. And then, of course, I've got red potatoes in here. A lot of them didn't come up. You can see what did, so I replanted red potatoes the other day. But, again, potatoes should be fine getting phosphorus and potassium. In here, on the tarps, right now I need more nitrogen. And over here is only going to be phosphorus and potassium. So you need to know what to fertilize with and when to fertilize. Your nitrogen is what gets you the green growth. The phosphorus is what gets you the good root growth. And the potassium is what helps overall helping you get the fruits. So I know a lot of you guys are new. I wanted to kind of give you the idea here of where you go, what's going to happen, and what to do when your garden gets to this point. Sure, I know a lot of you guys are up north and hell, you haven't even got stuff in the ground, okay? You could be way down south and you're already picking, so all depends. But I can only show you what to do, when to do it. My stuff is there. So there's the outside tour for the day. Have a great Saturday, guys. I got pond diggers coming back today to finish the rest of these trees, and I got work to do. So I will see you all tonight at the live stream. Don't forget, tonight is the night we are giving away another 1,300. So if you haven't entered, get on that other video and get your entry in. Have a great Saturday. We'll see you this evening. Pinball out.